Hello! Today we're going to be talking about advanced prep, and this is hand pies. So I wanted to show you some things that you can do when you have some downtime, because I want you to take advantage of labor when you have it. So today we're going to be doing hand pies with these pie dough rounds, and this is just the product here that I'll be showcasing. What I've got here is a variety of different fillings. So what I want you to remember is using what you have on hand. So if you are set up for a breakfast shift and then you're starting to break down your breakfast shift before you set up for lunch, as long as your stuff has been handled safely on the hotline, go ahead and set it into the walk-in or the cooler and get this chilling, because the main thing for this hand pie thing is that you want, again, safe ingredients. Don't waste this leftovers. Use it to your advantage. So now that these items are chilled, I want to show you how to build an actual hand pie with what you have on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this breakfast version. So it's about 1/3 cup of protein going into this one. So that is the eggs and the ham combined. About 1/3 cup right into the center of this one. And then I want about a tablespoon of cheese to go over that. And just keep corralling it in the center. And then if you have vegetables of choice, about a teaspoon of onion and about a teaspoon of some green pepper. I want a little bit more green pepper in there. Right into the middle. And then again, just bunch that up in the middle. Grab your brush, and you can do egg wash. I've got water here. Either one works. And you're just brushing the outer rim of this to create a nice seal for when you fold it over. So fold it over with the paper on, because that way you can keep those ingredients intact without falling all over the place. And then give it a good pinch down with your fingers. Get everything ready. Start peeling the paper back. Grab a fork and then begin crimping just like so. Making sure you're getting that nice seal. And if you've got ingredients that are kind of popping out on you, that's okay. Just try to tuck them back in with your finger and work your way around the dough just like that. Lastly, you want to make sure that you are venting this, so just give it a couple different vent holes with the paring knife. And there we go. So that's the hand pie right there that then I'm going to set aside. And then I want to talk to you about, okay, that's breakfast. That's great. Say you don't have any more scrambled eggs. Instead of scrambled eggs, why not throw in hash browns? So then again, using what you have on hand, pulling out the amount of the pie dough that you think you can fill each of the ingredients in. Don't let anything go to waste. So instead of this, perhaps you're swapping it with your hash browns, and then you can either do your other protein, which is about, again, I'd say 1/3 cup of protein total. Then with the starch, you can fill in that with, a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. And then if you don't have ham, but you've got sausage or you've got bacon, again, use what you have. You've got it on your operation. Your staff happens to have some downtime between shifts. They're cleaning up. That's a great time for you to have them just knock out a few different hand pie versions. You put that in the freezer for later, and then you've got a special menu item. So perhaps it's a chef's choice. It's a special of the day. So then if you happen to be short-staffed, then later you've got something in your back pocket that you can utilize that is a low-labor solution. So now let's go into the PM version. I'm going to do the same thing that I did here, but now this is a taco one. So I happen to have some taco meat left from lunch service. So again, about 1/3 cup of the protein right in the center of that hand pie, like so. And then, again, about a tablespoon of cheese right on top of the meat. And you can keep it just as easy as that. You can put other vegetables in there if you want. If you have onions or if you have diced green chilies, that could go in there. If you have a little queso, you could toss the meat with some queso. Again, whatever works for you. I'm keeping it simple today. So again, I brush that water around there to create that nice edge, and I'm going to fold this over like so. Kind of crimp down the edges with my fingers, peel back the paper, and then get ready to start crimping with my fork. So again, I'm getting a nice seal there while creating some texture. Gives it a nice look when it's finished baking. Just like that. And again, don't forget your vent holes, like so. If you wanted to add one more for good measure, just to make it different than the breakfast hand pie, why not? All right, so now I just told you two different versions of the hand pies here. We've got the breakfast and the lunch or dinner option. So then I wanted to show you some other options here for dessert. So if you happen to have leftover pie filling in your inventory, this happens to be cherry pie filling that we had left over. This one can be used as a dessert version of a hand pie. So again, don't let that go to waste. It's a very simple solution for any of that number 10 can that you've got left over. It's about a 2-ounce scoop of the pie filling per pie dough round. And then just like I showed you before, you just fold it over, you crimp it. This one, since there's the glaze on it, I happen to sprinkle on some granulated sugar just to give it a little bit of dual texture and to add to that sweetness. And then it also gives me a flavor cue, so when these are in the freezer, I happen to know, oh, that's the sweet one because there's sugar on the top of it. And it gives it a nice little crunchy sheen too. So then moving down, I wanted to show you, this is the taco one that we did. This is baked off, and as you can see, I happen to put some shredded cheese on top of it just to give it a little different look. And when you're baking these, the big thing to remember is that you want to make sure that your filling is at 165 degrees or above. So make sure you're temping them so that because you have these prepped in the freezer, everything's getting heated and you're keeping it food safe. So that is that PM version. I wanted to show you then, serve it with some sour cream or crema or salsa. Again, whatever you have on hand, just give it a nice little addition to the hand pie so that people can dip it and customize it as they like. Then on to breakfast here. So this was the breakfast hand pie I showed you earlier. That is the Denver hand pie version. And as you can see, I just did some black pepper on the top. So again, a different flavor cue for it, knowing that it's savory versus sweet. And then it just gives it a nice little finishing touch. So here I have it served with salsa, or even if you have any leftover sausage gravy, this would be a great thing to dip in the breakfast hand pie. And there you have it.